Hello students, as you are aware that the INICET results have been announced and we have NEET PG 25 next. Today I was interviewing many students. Some of them had gotten rank under 20, some had rank under 100, some had rank like 120, 180. And while I was talking to them, while I was looking at their faces, the happy faces, one thing that struck me was this, that the same students a couple of months back must be sitting at their homes looking sad, looking despondent, very unsure of what future has for them, very unsure whether they are capable of clearing these tough exams or not, very unsure whether they would be able to get a good PG seat or not. And here they are a couple of months later telling their strategies, smiling from year to year, giving advices to their juniors. And this is what happens after every single exam. In our profession, the definition of success and failure changes every few months. These same students, some of them had ranks like 20,000, 30,000 in the last exams. At that time they were considered failures, and today they are being celebrated, and that time is hardly a couple of months away from today. So if you are one of those who is sitting at the home, who is sitting in the hostel, who is sitting in the library, looking for motivation, looking for hope, thinking what can I do to get to the other side, you have to remember those stories. You have to remember the stories of those who have done it. They were not different from you. All they did was a couple of things, a couple of very straightforward things for a couple of months, and that is what it takes. Your rank today, if you had appeared for INICET exam and if you did not get a good rank, this rank today does not reflect you as a person. The only thing that it reflects is your preparation level as of today. It does not define you. It does not reflect you. It does not reflect your capabilities. It does not determine the future. It does not even predict the future. There have been so many stories that you must have heard of, from 1 lakh to 1,000, from 1 lakh to 80, from 1 lakh to 250, last NEET PG from 90,000 to 98. All these stories we keep hearing. What does it tell you? That 90,000, that 80,000, that 30,000, the stamps that we carry with ourselves are useless stamps, they're stupid stamps. They're stamps which are not going to stay. So please do not give too much importance if you did not do well. It is not reflecting you as a person. It is just reflecting your preparation. And this is very important, my dear students. The jumps in our exams are not arithmetic. It's not that somebody who got 50,000 will get 40,000, then he'll go to 30,000 and 20,000. It does not work like that. If you study properly for a couple of months, your jumps are from 50,000 to 500, from 20,000 to 20. These are the jumps. These are not arithmetic jumps. These are huge leaps. These are big jumps. So when you start making your strategy today, when you sit down and when you think, how should I approach my preparation? What do I have to do next? What do I have to do different? Do not start with your rank as a starting point. Of course, it's important. It's important because it tells you where you are today. But it should not stop you from dreaming. It should not stop you from telling yourself that whatever my rank is today, I am going to get a rank under 100. I am going to get a rank under 500. I am going to get a rank under 10. And this is another interesting thing. This is one of my favorite questions. Today I interviewed 3-4 students. I asked all of them, were you expecting this rank? Were you expecting that you would someday be under 100 in an exam as difficult as NEET PG or INICET, or under 200? And all of them said they had no idea. And when they saw the result, they just could not believe it. Maybe there are some outliers, maybe the toppers who got rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, maybe they are the ones who are very sure. But the vast majority of us, maybe after rank 10 and even within rank 10, there would be many who would have no idea that they have done so well. What does it tell us? It tells the fundamental thing that it tells us is that there is no bar to improvement. You can reach till any level. And the fact that most of these students say that they studied hard in the last 4 months or the 6 months also tells us that these jumps are possible. We might think that these toppers tend to lie. But if somebody is telling me that 6 months back their rank was 80,000 and today their rank is 80, of course they are not lying. Because if they got 80,000 rank, their preparation was not good. And today if they got rank 80, their preparation is good. So they must have done something right in those 6 months. And that is what we have to remember. I do not know when the NEET PG exam would be held in 2025. I am guessing it would be somewhere in April. We are 4.5, 5 months away from that date. My question is, if I ask you that you have to forget everything else that is going on in your life and the only word that should occupy your entire mind, your brain, the only thing that you think about when you wake up in the morning and when you go to the bed at night, the only thing can be this. For 4.5 months, 5 months, is it too much of a sacrifice? Is it too big a sacrifice? Whatever happens in this exam next is going to stay with you for your life. The kind of doctor that you become, the kind of institute that you go to, all of those things are going to be determined by this exam. Which means it's going to have a huge impact on you. Can you not sacrifice 4.5 months of your life for that exam? Five months from today, we would be again sitting with the students taking their interviews. And then there would be many students who would be sitting at their home feeling sad because they did not do well. The difference between those two lots of students is going to start from today. Today what we are going to do, tomorrow what we are going to do is going to determine in which lot are we going to end up. And my dear students, 4.5 months of hard work is not that big a price to ensure that you are ending up in the right lot. Entrance examinations are not everything. Of course, you have done MBBS, you are a doctor, that's a big achievement in our country already, right? It's already a big achievement. You are probably in the top 2% or 5% of the population. And if you are satisfied with that, that's great. You are a very mature person. And I mean it. You are a very mature person. You'll be happy throughout your life. But if in your heart you are not happy with that, if you want to take it to a notch higher, then remember that what you are aiming for is pretty tough. It is difficult. You are already in the cream and you want to get even better. And if you have such high ambitions, if you have such high goals, then those goals cannot be achieved without sacrificing multiple things from your life. You cannot expect yourself to watch all the Netflix series, watch all the movies, watch all the matches, IPL and whatnot, go out on dates, hang out with friends and also get a great rank. It doesn't work that way. There's a package. The suffering comes with the joy. The suffering or the pain of living through these 4.5, 5 months is combined with the joy of the day when you would get that rank and when we would come on the Telegram groups and declare happily that I got this rank. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. To earn that joy, to earn that moment of happiness, you have to give up a lot. And you have to decide today whether you want to fight this battle or not. Commit to it. Tell yourself that this is what I want from my life. I don't want to hang out. I don't want to waste my time. I don't get too much happy when I watch movies. What is going to give me satisfaction? What is going to give me happiness? What is going to give a sense of purpose to me is that thing. Decide it, commit to it, and then do not look back. We have to take baby steps. I was interviewing one of the girls who got a great rank and she said a very good thing. She said in the beginning of the preparation I was not very sure. So I started with very concise material because I wanted to have a grasp on that before I move further. Then I moved to some of the tests. Then I started appearing for those tests and I started watching a discussion of those tests. Then I went to the bigger videos. I started doing live classes. I started making my concepts better. She was so clear in her mind that this is the journey that I want to have. Some other student was saying that I wanted to improve my concepts first. So I started with the live lectures. Then I started doing MCQs. Then I started doing PYQs. But all of them are very clear in their mind that they have to take a step. You have to have a plan. You have to know what exactly is the path that you are going to take. And students, so all of the students that I interviewed were of course cerebellum students. Everybody told me that the structure is what helped them the most. In cerebellum we have ENDs, tests and discussions, live tests and discussions. Every single student told me that these tests and discussions helped me a lot. And I asked them, how did it help you? By practicing MCQs. They said that MCQ practice was of course happening. Teacher was coming and telling us how to solve a MCQ and how to approach a MCQ, but that is not it. They said that we followed the structure. We knew that 2 days from today Guga sir is going to come and do a pharma END. I have to complete my pharma so that when that pharma END exam is there, I perform well and then I am able to follow the discussion well. 5 days from today when medicine sir Dr. Dilip comes and discusses the paper, I should have performed well. 10 days from today when the Zainab ma'am is going to do an integrated test, I should perform well. So they knew what they have to do in the next 2 days, in the next 5 days, in the next 10 days. The structure is probably the most important thing. There is no dearth of good material today. There are all kind of apps, all kind of books, all kind of notes, all kind of blueprints. The information is no longer the limiting factor. How to use that information, how to use it in the right way, how to spend the adequate number of days on a particular subject without spending too much time, how to complete the subject, how to go to the revision, when to start the next revision. All these things are a part of a structure and they are extremely important. Discipline. In cerebellum we have something called as late night PYQ marathon. I'm sure all these interviews would be on YouTube by now. Listen to those interviews. Every single student says that I used to do late night PYQ marathons religiously. What is late night PYQ marathon? It is nothing extraordinary. What we have done is we have made a couple of tests from the last 10 years of PYQs, and every night at 10 PM we push one test. We ask the student that end your day with this test. Why do we do so? Because we want you to get into the discipline. We want that you end your day with PYQs every day. If you do 2 or 3 tests, that becomes a part of your schedule. If you do not do those tests at the night time, you feel incomplete. The morning you get up, you want to complete it. There was this girl I was interviewing, she said that I was in the job and if I miss the late night PYQ marathon, that is the first thing that I would do in the morning. She was working in CGHS, she said, I used to have a computer in front of me, I would put my iPad in front of it, and the first thing that I would do is to complete the late night PYQ marathon. Why did that happen? Because pushing these tests every day forces you to get disciplined. When you are not able to do those tests, you feel that something is missing, you want to complete it. This is the power of habit, this is the power of structure, this is the power of discipline. And these things are giving great results to students. There are no secret formulas. Students keep on asking that, is this platform enough, is that course enough, is this QBank enough? There are no hidden formulas. There are thousands of ways of achieving success. All of us know that. The fundamentals remain the same. Complete the course, follow a structure, do the revisions, get a good hold on solving MCQs, get a good hold on PYQs, get a good hold on PYTs, do GTs. Every single student who is preparing for this exam knows this. But how to implement it is the problem. That is what determines or what separates a successful student from the other ones. And that is what we have to do. You have to promise yourself. Call it anything, call it manifestation, call it imagination, whatever name you want to give it, that's okay. But you have to make a promise. You know, when people who are addicted to something like alcohol or opioids, when they start the anonymous program, say Alcoholic Anonymous, the first step is accepting the problem. Similarly, here you have to promise yourself that this is where we want to reach. The first step of Alcoholic Anonymous is very difficult. Why? When you accept that you have a problem and when you tell yourself that, okay, I am now moving towards something that I want to achieve, it puts pressure on yourself. You are finally getting rid of the denial. You are making your goal clear, and that puts pressure, because once you accept something, now you have to work on it. Similarly, if I ask 100 students, promise me, tell me what rank do you want to get in NEET PG? Out of those 100, 80 would not reply, not respond back. Why? Because if they say that I want to get a rank under 1000, that puts pressure on them immediately. As human beings, we do not like pressure. We do not like pressure. None of us likes pressure. But until unless we have a goal, until unless we define the goal, how the hell are we ever going to walk towards it? So at this point of time, as you're watching this video, promise yourself, write on a piece of paper that this is the rank that I want to get. This is my goal. Define it clearly. Paste it on the wall. Yesterday I asked my students at Cerebellum in the Telegram group that send me a message. On the Telegram, send me a DM. Write in that DM what rank do you want in the exam. Every time you start feeling low, go back to that message. Remember that you have made a promise to someone and gain strength from it. If you want to do the same, even if you are not a Cerebellum student, you can do that. Message me on the Telegram, message me on the Instagram, message your favorite faculty, whosoever is on one of the social media. Promise that person that, sir, ma'am, this is what I have decided. This is what my aim is. I'm going to do whatever is possible to achieve that. Hold yourself accountable. As I said in the beginning, in our field, the success and the failures, neither of them last. So let's not spend too much time thinking about what went wrong and too much time analyzing ourselves. Let's remember a couple of things: what our rank is today, where we have to reach, and what we have to do about it. And for those of you who are our Cerebellum students, probably you already know that we are going to start a new batch from November 25th, which is like a week from now. Batch 3, we are calling it batch 3. We'll do the same things that we did. Again, live lectures to give you a schedule. Again, live tests and discussions to give you a schedule, as well as to help you practice MCQs. Again, late night PYQ marathons to make you better in the PYQs. Again, BTR and BTR ENDs so that you are able to integrate everything. And again, GTs, which are quite like the actual exam. So we are all pumped up and ready to start with our journey. And if you are not a student of Cerebellum, we welcome you. Come join Cerebellum Academy, join Mission 2.0, join Batch 3, and everything that is needed for you to get success in this exam would be provided to you. All the best, my dear students. May God bless you all.